Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. I want to start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well in sincerity and charity. Peace and salutation to the Lord's elect. I'm the brother Yowasap, coming through with a quick lesson to the Spirit, and Lord willing, it is edifying and exhorting. And the Spirit hop on me to do a lesson because you're going to start to see, man, in the times that we're coming into, and we've seen this with certain brothers, lessons being manipulated, and the prevalent use of AI getting stronger and stronger. There's going to be a lot of lies that this devil Esau is going to try to put out to try to undermine certain individuals or to present a false image of certain brothers. And we got to be very watchful. You know, Satan roars like a lion seeking to whom he may devour, as the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8 speaks about. You know, and we got to be on watch, man. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So, you know, as being men and servants of the Lord Yahweh by Shemel Shai, he's granted us, you know, the wisdom and discernment to prove what is right from wrong, to prove what is correct and what is incorrect. And during these times, man, we got to, you know, be even more sober, man. We got to be on watch because this devil is working. He's working all these extra hours, man. He's working 24/7. He's not taking coffee breaks. Okay, so he might, you know, go and manipulate a brother's lesson, make it sound like something that normally is not said. And you got to be there to, you know, take heed to that and listen. You know, is this brother, what's going on? You know, he doesn't normally speak like this, because that's what's going to happen. An AI might paint a bad picture. You know, there might be an individual that might come into your life to try to screw you up. It might not even be particularly YouTube or these social media platforms that will be manipulating with your videos or your content. But it could be people as well that try to come in and vex you or try to get you to act out in the flesh. And we're at the point in time where we got to be patient, man. We got to really exercise the fruit and spirit of patience. That is very imperative, man, in these times that we're in. Because, you know, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mightily through Yahweh for pulling down strongholds. So, you know, we're not supposed to resort to using our hands or using weapons. We got to use the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, the word of Yahweh is alive and active, sharper than any two-edged sword. So it's, you know, the word is our sword. The word is what cuts these people up. And that's in the book of Hebrews 4 and 12. I have the book of James 1 and 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. So, you know, make sure you listen to what is being said before you speak. Make sure that, you know, the tone that you're speaking in with certain individuals, you know, don't you know, speak in a particular tone that's going to put you in a bad situation or a bad position. You know, because trust me, man, you know, you got individuals at your work that are giving you a hard time. You might have Keisha in front of you as a manager, and she might give you a really, really hard time or give you a lot of disrespect, and your first inclination is to just curse that bitch out. But, you know, you gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta be collected. That's what comes down to being sober and vigilant. You might have, you know, an Edomite boss or anything, man, you know, somebody on the road or somebody out in public trying to, you know, give you a hard time. You gotta be, you know, swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. Okay, because the devil is trying to find every single chance that he can get to throw you off. And there's going to be tests. You know, there's going to be tests through certain family members, through your woman, through particular strangers and individuals, co-workers, whatever the case may be, right? But we got to be patient. We got to be patient. And, you know, this is the book of Matthew 5 and 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. So, you know, agree with your adversary. You know, if you have a police officer that pulls you over, you know, agree. You know, don't be trying to start issues with him. You know, the first thing that, you know, a 2/3 or Keisha does is they go on the phone thinking that they're just gonna call their mom. They're going to give the cop or somebody a bad attitude, and he's just going to suddenly, you know, vanish away and disappear. That's not the times that we're in, man. This devil is rolling around seeking who he can throw behind closed doors, man. There's always some shit going on, man. So you got to make sure that you have your proper documentation. Okay, you're calm. Okay, you're responding adequately. You're not trying to combat back and forth with these people. Okay, because you're not going to be able to win, man. You got to use the spirit of patience and the spirit of discernment to win. Okay, but you acting out carnally and violently is not going to get you anywhere except thrown behind closed doors or shot and killed. Okay, whatever else, bad shit that comes with it, right? So, go back to that precept in the book of Matthew 5:25 where it talks about agreeing with thy adversary. Very important. Just don't let these people win their carnal battles, all right? They cut you off on the road. They want to get in front of you in the line. Just let them do it, man. All right? They want to have their little say. Let them do it. You're not going to prove anything by trying to, argue with them. It just gets you into more shit. We're not in the time and the place to be getting ourselves involved with unnecessary shit and, be not in civilian matters. Okay, this is the thing. Civilians, man, people of the world love to get themselves involved in nonsense. You got these fucking neighborhood watch people or these Karens and these people that always want to say some nonsense, man. Okay, we're not supposed to be like that. This is the book of Sirach 3:23. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shewed unto thee than men can understand. So don't be curious in all this nonsense, man. The world, what other people are doing, what this person did, what this happened with that person. Okay, just worry about yourself and the people around you, man, that are serving the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That should be your first and foremost priority, not involving yourself in other people's shit. Okay, 2 Timothy 2:4-6. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. So we're constantly going to war, man, and we're fighting. We're fighting against evil principalities and wicked rulers. We're fighting against his flesh. We're fighting against Satan. So we're not going to entangle ourselves in these nonsense affairs of this life that don't pertain to us. Things that come and go. And don't get me wrong, Akim, sometimes you have to, man, because we're living in the world. We're still in these fleshly bodies. But we shouldn't be looking for that, man. We shouldn't be seeking to involve ourselves with what this person or that person did. No, man. That's all. That gives you unnecessary issues, man. Okay? It's just unnecessary problems and drama. And we don't need that shit. All right? We're here to serve the Lord. This is our calling. Okay? We've been chosen to be soldiers, so we have to do the work of the Lord and push forth. Okay? A soldier is not going to concern himself with some nonsense that's happening in front of him. No, he has a mission. He's going to complete the mission because he's a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned except he strive lawfully. So you got to strive lawfully. That means that you're not doing things that are unlawful. You're going out and you're breaking laws and you're just going around all willy-nilly thinking that, because you're an Israelite, you can start doing all this crazy shit and you're nothing's going to happen to you. No, it doesn't work like that. We're still in Esau's land right now, man. He's still in rulership. So we got to be careful how we navigate, man. This is what comes back to being sober and vigilant. Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Okay, well, wise as a serpent. It's a serpent. When you look at a serpent, he's very smooth the way he rolls. He's looking at his surroundings. Okay, he's not just going out all willy-nilly. He's not like a deer in headlights. So he's doing things irate. He's thinking about them. He's moving. He's watching his every step. But you got to be harmless as a dove. Because the Lord is going to fight for you. The Lord is going to fight your battles. You don't got to take matters into your own hands. Let the Lord deal with it. Scriptures say, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So if people come against you and try to trespass you, best believe that the Lord is going to handle it and accordingly in due time. All right, this last precept that I wanted to bring out is in the book of Ecclesiastes. All right, so I got caught up there, man. The devil tries to distract you. People keep calling my phone. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7:12. For wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. All right. So, if you have wisdom, you're going to get a long life. You're going to be prospering. Okay. We should be seeking wisdom early because that is what allows us to navigate properly in this carnal, wicked world. We need wisdom, man. This is important. Wisdom and discernment. That is our defense. So, make sure that you're, sober, you're vigilant, you're praying for wisdom and discernment and faith. And, you're doing everything that's pleasing to the Heavenly Father. Because in the times that we're coming into, man, there's a lot of evil going around everywhere, man. And Satan's trying to throw you off. So you got to stay on point. Always. Okay, so with that being said, Lord willing, this is quick, short, and straight to the point. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutation on to the Lord's elect, the whole flecked, and the 1/3. I'm the brother Yahweh Sabarak. Shalom.